Okie doke. I got another gun video. This one's about the cowboy guns. I got a couple of Taylor & Company cowboy guns. They're actually Uberti out of Italy, and they get shipped to Taylor & Company in Virginia, and they go through a fine tuning up there. They take them apart, and some of them they even do like trigger and spring and hammer jobs on, and they just make them a finer gun than what they do what they are when they come from Uberti. But Uberti makes a very fine gun. You can get straight from Uberti be a good gun. But Taylor & Company just puts a little bit of extra to it. This is the 1873 Cattleman smoke wagon. You might recall smoke wagon from Tombstone. You like draw that smoke wagon and go to work, boy. But this one is a 357. It has the case hardening on it. That is just cosmetic. All metals are hard enough nowadays. Back in the 1873 days, they used to use an acid to make the metal harder, and that's why they have that beautiful design to them. So they do them today with just I don't know how they do it really. The metal doesn't need to be hardened anymore. But as you can see, you double cock it, open the gate, go 7 times at least to make sure you've covered all the cylinders. And these you're supposed to cock them all the way back and let them back down. Never let them off straight back down out of half cock. But that's a fun gun to shoot. It's a kicker. If you hold it with your finger right up against that trigger guard, it's going to ring your finger every time, and it hurts after a while. But that's the 1873 Cattleman smoke wagon, Taylor & Company. This one is a Schofield. It's modeled on the Smith & Wesson Schofield is actually what it is. It's has another movie connection, like in Unforgiven, when the Schofield Kid. The reason he was known as Schofield Kid because he carried a Schofield, not because he's from Schofield. This one is a 45 long coat. You break it open, see there's nothing in it. Snap it back. And that's half cock, that's a safe. That's how you transport it and holster it. And then when you come out, you cock it all the way back, it's ready to go. You fire it, that's all the way down. That's discharging the cartridge. But this is a Taylor & Company reproduction. These came out in, let me think, it was in the 1870s. I think it's like 1877, 1878. No, maybe before that. It actually come out around the same time as the Cattleman, 1873. These were in competition with each other. Smith & Wesson came out with these, and the Army was buying these, and then Colt came out with this design, and they was in competition of which one they was going to buy. So General Schofield designed this one to be operated one-handed. So after you fired, you half cock it, take one hand, clip it back, and then on your leg or saddle, you can hit it, and it makes all the cartridges come out, and then you can hold it and put all the cartridges in, and then it was made to slap up and lock and go again. So I'm not going to do that because that's abusing the gun. But that's what he designed these for. But there was one problem with them was when you would holster them, you could hit that right there and you've got a gun. When you bring it out, it would pop open. So they changed these later on. They took care of that. They took this latch and put it horizontal, but that made it into a two-handed operation. But anyway, Smith and Colt was in competition with each other, and the problem was Smith got a 40 or 50,000 gun order from Russia, and they modified them a little bit, and they were trying to keep up with the Russian orders, and they were falling behind on the U.S. orders. And the Army wanted both of them to shoot the same round. Well, this is a long coat, but when Smith made these guns, they cheated. They made it into a Smith & Wesson long coat, which was a shorter round than what these would take. So, of course, the bureaucracy in the Army and the government, they would get the wrong ones, and they wouldn't fit in these guns, but the short ones would fit in these guns. So eventually the Army got tired of all that, and they just done away with these, and they never fulfilled the order, and they just went with the Colt. This is modeled after the Colt Peacemaker. But these are Taylor & Company reproductions, very fine guns. They do a good job. I had to work on this one today. The transfer bar kept dropping down on it. It wouldn't get out of the way and let it, the hammer hit the cartridge. And so I had to call him today, and a really nice man, instead of sending it back, he just talked me through it on how to fix it. Or gave me the instructions over the phone, and then I was able to take it apart and fix the problem and have one little hang up. I couldn't figure out how to do that last little trick he was telling me about. I called him back, really nice fellow. He got right on the phone and explained to me how to finish it up and got it done. So this Friday I'll be taking it out and trying it out. Now I want to show you these Taylor & Companies because Taylor & Company would be of some interest to everybody, especially the female audience. Taylor & Company is owned and operated by all women. It was a grandmother, the mother, and then the daughters. They all have ownership and operation and management in that company. And they put out some of the finest weapons there is on the market. And I would recommend a Taylor & Company gun to anyone. The problem I had was this one was a stupid transfer bar that was required because it was an import, and if it goes to California or Massachusetts or any of those compliance states, everybody gets it. So I had one in this one, and it kept dropping down, getting in the way. So what I done is I went in there and I took it out and put it in a box. So that ain't never going to happen again. But I just want to let you know that Taylor & Company does some very fine weapons, and it's all female operated, which might come as a surprise to some, maybe not. But they make some of the best weapons on the market. And if I had the resources, I'd buy every one they had in the catalog. They make cartridge pistols, black powder pistols, and rifles. And some of the best guns you've ever seen in the movies, and like in Jeremiah Johnson, they have the Hawken 50 caliber rifle. And so you couldn't be much better than buying a Taylor & Company pistol. So I just wanted to let you see that and explain that about that company. And y'all have a good evening.